big drills.
They still right.
That drilling shit.
They watch their car still sitting there. They ain't do shit. Y'all need to get fired. Y'all watch them. I got y'all watching that shooting. Y'all watch that shit. Man, they some pussies, bro. Man, we cool. Don't get tough with us. Go get tough with them shooters. That's who the f y'all get tough with. Y'all some pussies. You two niggas some hoes. You two niggas some bitches. Y'all some flat bitches. You two niggas right here. Them niggas some flat hoes right here. Y'all watched him get killed. Y'all scared. Man, just start that tough shit. You back up. You back your pussy ass up. Fuck on with you, nigga. He watched them get killed. That's my people. He sat right there and watched. He ain't even try to chase him. Back your motherfucking ass up. Y'all soft as hell. Then gonna get tough. That nigga watched that shit. He still too. Watched it. It didn't move. They got still right there. They some bitch. Man, y'all some hoes. Y'all some hoes. The fuck I'm about back up and back the fuck up.
It happened in broad daylight on a busy sidewalk in Chicago's West Pullman neighborhood. People were coming and going. Cars rolled through the intersection. A neighborhood liquor store sat just feet away. Then, without warning, gunfire shattered the silence. Within seconds, one man lay mortally wounded. A second victim, a 70-year-old bystander, had also been struck. The shooter disappeared almost as quickly as they arrived. But as police secured the scene, something else began unfolding. Voices from the crowd erupted. Witnesses started yelling accusations that would quickly become one of the most talked about parts of the case. They claimed officers had been sitting nearby, watching, and that the gunman drove away without being chased. Those claims have not been confirmed by investigators, but they immediately raise questions that still haven't been answered. Who was the intended target? Why was this attack carried out in such a public place? And what really happened in those critical moments after the shots were fired? This is the story of the killing of 29-year-old Mario Price.
Police also investigating a deadly drive-by shooting on the city's south side. Police say a 29-year-old man was standing near the sidewalk on 119th and Michigan earlier tonight when someone inside an SUV started shooting. He was killed and a 70-year-old man standing nearby was hit in the leg. And tonight, no arrests have been made.
On the evening of the shooting, everything appeared ordinary. Around 5:14 p.m., Mario Price was standing on the sidewalk in the 11,900 block of South Michigan Avenue. Nearby stood another man, a 70-year-old civilian with no known connection to what was about to happen. Traffic continued moving. Businesses remained open. Nothing suggested that violence was only seconds away. Then, an SUV entered the area. According to investigators, someone inside the vehicle opened fire. Multiple rounds were unleashed toward the sidewalk. The attack happened so quickly that witnesses had little time to react. Some ducked for cover, others froze. The SUV was gone almost immediately, leaving behind confusion, chaos, and two people struck by bullets. When the shooting stopped, Mario Price has suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Authorities say he had been hit several times, including wounds to the body and face. Emergency crews rushed him to Roseland Hospital. Doctors fought to save him, but despite their efforts, Mario Price was pronounced dead. The second victim, a 70-year-old bystander, had been struck in the leg. He was transported to Christ Hospital. Fortunately, his injuries were reported as non-life-threatening, and he was initially listed in stable condition. What should have been an ordinary afternoon had transformed into another deadly shooting, one that left an entire neighborhood searching for answers.
Breaking news, a person is dead after shooting the West Pullman neighborhood. Another person is in critical condition at Christ Hospital. Someone shot them this evening near 119th and Michigan. Here's a scene from Skycam just before 5:30. We're working to learn what led to that shooting, and we'll bring you more information as soon as we get it.
As investigators processed the crime scene, another story began spreading. Video recorded at the scene captured civilians shouting toward police officers. Several people loudly claimed that officers had been nearby when the shooting happened. Some accused police of witnessing the attack. Others shouted that the shooter was allowed to leave without pursuit. Those statements quickly circulated online. However, authorities have not publicly confirmed those allegations. At this time, investigators have not released information indicating exactly where responding officers were positioned when the shooting began, or whether police witnessed the attack as it unfolded. Without official confirmation, many of those questions remain unanswered, but the accusations added another layer of controversy to an already shocking homicide. Once detectives arrived, their focus shifted toward finding the shooter. Investigators began collecting shell casings, searching nearby businesses for surveillance footage, looking for witnesses who may have seen the SUV before or after the attack. Detectives also worked to determine whether the shooting had been carefully planned, or whether Mario Price had been targeted after a chance encounter. At this stage, police have described the suspect only as an unknown offender who fired from an SUV before fleeing the area. No arrests have been announced, no suspect information has been released publicly, and investigators continue asking anyone with information to come forward. Every unanswered question makes solving the case more difficult. Every passing day increases the challenge of finding whoever pulled the trigger.
President Trump is also weighing in after a violent holiday weekend in Chicago. A mass shooting on the South Side Friday night was just one of several incidents. NBC5's J.C. Navarrete talked with violence prevention experts about what's being done now to try to get ahead of crime this summer.
A drive-by shooting on Chicago's South Side now gaining national attention. More than a dozen hurt by gunfire in a mass shooting around 11 p.m. Friday. Victims range in age from 17 to 47 years old, the largest in a slew of shootings this holiday weekend that would pique President Donald Trump's attention as he renews calls to move in the National Guard to curb gun violence in the Windy City. Lots of killing going on in Chicago. 22 people shot, at least 4 dead. Why isn't Governor Pritzker calling me for help? I could make Chicago a safe city in a month. In 1 year, it would be one of the safest. The mass shooting at Princeton Park not going unnoticed by Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, writing, "I'm heartbroken by the violence in Princeton Park last night, which should have been a night of celebration and community reflection for Juneteenth, was shattered by a horrific act of violence. Violence has no place in our city, and those responsible will be held accountable."
It's tragic when you see people losing their lives on a regular basis every weekend in Chicago.
Teal Hardiman with the Violence Interrupters is at the forefront of de-escalation efforts. Hardiman telling me his group has helped prevent more than 30 shootings this year.
You have guys in the penitentiary right now serving life in prison because they wish they can turn back the hands of time. And I guarantee you a lot of those guys will say this to the young guys: I should not have done what I did.
By Sunday afternoon, the number of shot climbed to nearly 40, with at least 7 killed. For Hardiman, he believes the way to solve this is for parents, nonprofits, and the city to work together.
The only thing you got coming out of the streets, jails, death, and institutions. It's not worth it.
We reached out to Governor J.B. Pritzker's office for response on President Donald Trump's comments, but we did not hear back in time for this report. J.C. Navarrete, NBC5 News.
For residents of West Pullman, scenes like this leave lasting scars. A targeted shooting doesn't only affect the intended victim, it also places innocent people directly in harm's way. The wounded 70-year-old bystander is a reminder of just how quickly violence can spread beyond its intended target. One moment, you're simply standing on a sidewalk. The next, you're caught in the middle of gunfire you had nothing to do with. It's a reality that has become all too familiar in neighborhoods where shootings occur in public spaces. And it's one reason these investigations carry so much urgency, because every unsolved shooting leaves behind more than unanswered questions. It leaves families grieving, witnesses traumatized, and communities wondering whether justice will ever arrive. As of now, no suspects have been taken into custody in connection with the killing of Mario Price. Area 2 detectives continue investigating every lead available, whether surveillance cameras captured the SUV, whether witnesses recognize those responsible, or whether new evidence eventually surfaces. Those answers remain unknown, but one thing is certain: a man lost his life. An innocent bystander was wounded, and the community was left demanding answers. If you have any information regarding this case, contact the Chicago Police Department. If new developments emerge, we'll continue following the investigation. Until then, the mystery surrounding who carried out this brazen daylight attack and why remains unsolved. Alright y'all, there y'all have it, man. That's a story of a crazy broad daylight drive-by shooting in West Pullman. Hey man, get in that comment section, let me know what y'all think. Drillers and trappers, we outside trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video.